¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? What's up? What's up? My name is Jonathan Antonio Martin Machain. This is Tjridoo, the Didgeridoo podcast. And now our guest with us is Andrea Furland. Ya, tranquis, güeyes, ya.
Hello, Jonathan.
Calladitos, cabrones,
Hello,
ya.
everybody.
My public, it's like very noisy. Yeah. How are you? What are you doing? And how you been?
Well, pretty tired today. Thanks for inviting me for first, and welcome everybody. And here we are. Very happy to see you, brother.
So awesome, and thank you very much to have a little bit of time for this kind of interview that I'm doing. And this is the first question of every single player because it's very awesome that every dude has a different approach with the didgeridoo. How was your first encounter? How did you know about didgeridoo, and then how was your first encounter?
Well, the very first time I met the Didgeridoo, I had to say thanks to a very old friend of mine. I was around 19, 20 years, and well, I was doing fine art
Mm-hmm.
because I took the first diploma graduation as a mechanical drawing, but
Mm.
I I didn't like mechanical drawing, but I finished mechanical drawing. So then I start working during the day, and the night I start taking part of my second diploma of fine arts. And in one of these nights, this friend of mine brought a didgeridoo. But actually, I didn't know it was a didgeridoo. So I told him, "What's up? What's that? Is like a rain stick? I don't know. No, Andrea, is a didgeridoo. Is a digi what? What's that? Let me play for you." He told me. So he was able to play very good drone, voice, and that's all. He was able to play. I don't know, circular briefing, rhythm, just a and when I just listen the sound of drone and voice, and maybe like most of you that you're listening, that
Mm-hmm.
you are the judo player, also the people is listening now. So I just felt in love. I didn't just like the instrument by itself, but I did want to start learning how to play with the rhythm, the instrument. I wanted to play. So that was my very first time for me. From that moment, that very first moment, I started playing didgeridoo, buying didgeridoo, then make by myself didgeridoo, and so on, and so on. Different shape, different style. I have to say that it was a big difficult because, as many people know, 15, 20 or more years ago,
Mm-hmm.
in my case, 20, 23 years ago, more or less, it was hard to find online
Information, all kind of.
the music
Uh-huh.
information, even tutorial. Well, uh, at this time, I didn't have any computer, I had to say, so you can imagine.
Yeah.
Was crazy. It took me a longer to do even the circular briefing because I just didn't know how to do. I saw one time one guy doing very bad, and I try to remember, copy,
Mm-hmm.
try till I got it. But that's it. I guess this is the best way to 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 love deeply your instrument. When you're doing the things by yourself, is one of the best way. I think is more inside of you.
Ah, so it's beautiful. That's an awesome story. And how was your? I know that you learned Spanish. Hablas poquito español porque anduviste por estos rumbos.
Oh, see,
Not Mexico. You were in South America. You
a
know,
little bit more in the south,
yes, a little bit more.
in Bolivia. Well, actually, I guess I speak better Spanish than English. Mm. Probably because it's a little bit similar, few words and verbs with
Uh-huh.
Italian. Actually, I'm Italian. I don't know, but yeah, I live 5 years in Bolivia. Beautiful place, beautiful people. I met a lot of artists, musicians. It was a great place. I live in La Paz. La
Mm-hmm.
Paz
Capital.
is is not the capital,
Ah,
but
cabrón.
everybody know La Paz is capital, but it's not the capital. Sucre is the capital. Anyway, it was beautiful because La Paz is 4,000 meters, so you really feel the little oxygen in the air. So that helped me a little bit to improve my skill as player. Start a little bit having a fast circular breathing because you feel the absence of well, not absence, but you feel that there's less oxygen.
Less oxygen.
Yeah, so that was something very strange. I remember I saw many people doing sport, running from around the country, training there because there's not so much oxygen. So, you get use your body to keep running with a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of oxygen. So this is good to stand this situation,
Con-
professional situation as a
controlling the breathing.
yeah, control the breathing basically. So was good for me as well.
You just start making didgeridoos like fiberglass straight on fiberglass, or you made first like all the people PVC, then jump into bamboo, then jump into the wood, and then suddenly agaves, los quiotes. How was the transition made?
Well, my transition was PVC fiberglass basically.
Ah, yeah.
I start doing some stuff, just a little bit with PVC to have an idea, to study the shape, of course. And then I start suddenly with the fiberglass because I had a knowledge that came from fine arts, how to work with the molds, with fiberglass to
Mm-hmm.
make everything. So I use this knowledge to start making by myself my own shapes, talking about didgeridoo. So I started experimenting different shape. And that was in Bolivia. I started also in Bolivia working with fiberglass and a little break with the agave because in Bolivia there's a very huge agave. I
Mm-hmm.
guess in Mexico as well,
Mm-hmm.
so big that you can do jambe, big drum.
Yes.
Uh, but the smaller one, as you know, you can do very beautiful didgeridoo. Agave is a I, I I I used to say agave is a kind of a fiberglass wood because
Yes.
it's very light um, compared to the other woods. You can cut in half, split with a machete. So yeah, I really enjoy making working with agave. But then there's always this limitation about shape. You have to find the right shape. Nature decides for you some of
Mm-hmm.
the shapes. But with the fiberglass, you can make by yourself every millimeter.
See.
So I start working, keep working with the fiberglass. But the problem that the fiberglass, is just black, white, a little bit clear.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted some color to add, an artistic feature, something that looks a little bit more interesting.
See.
I mean, that's okay. He's playing very well the instrument, but also we need some kind of aesthetic thing to think about or to put on the didgeridoo. Like the wood, you have a very beautiful grain of wood, so you choose also for the aesthetic
Mm-hmm.
didgeridoo and the sound. And also with the fabric, I thought something. So I was in Bolivia. I saw this woman carry children, fruit, everything in their shoulder with this kind of fabric.
Okay.
in South America and Bolivia is called aguayo. It's a fabric made of a different color like a rainbow.
Mm.
Rainbow is very beautiful. And they saw this fabric and they say, that's beautiful. I want to make a didgeridoo with fabric, with that fabric. So I started experimenting with that fabric. It wasn't the best kind of composition of fabric, but it worked. And I start making the first colored, beautifully colored instrument. So this was my starting point in Bolivia, making no fibreglass, but fabric or fabric and fibreglass didgeridoo,
Mm.
didgeridoo with color, basically. From that very first moment, I started developing the technique, then added the sliding thing, etc.
Bolivia has
That was.
a little piece of your heart over you, no? Because
Oh yeah,
you
good,
started over
for
there
sure.
doing a lot.
I really hope. I really hope to get back one day. I left there many friends, many dear people that I want to meet again one day.
When I'm very curious, why Bolivia and not like for say Mexico? It's more closer because
Well,
this is an interesting about Emiliano Tensi, also Italian. We was just like this close, so he could be Mexican, but he's from Argentina. Now he is Argentinian now, but we were like this close to have a Emiliano Tensi Mexican. Why Bolivia? Not why not another country?
well, I tell you, was just I've been lucky because I used to be a painter,
Mm.
selling painting in Italy, and work with that. And I was working pretty well. And every a couple of times for each month, I was doing an exhibition in
Mm.
Italy, and then are you saying in English the minister of the fine of
El ministro de
uh,
the minister of
the Ital- the Italian Ministry of arts
uh-huh.
arts and
Uh-huh.
tourism,
Sí, sí.
something like that. Okay, so they noticed me.
Uh-huh.
They noticed my paintings, and they proposed me to give an exhibition in South America. Was a free place to fill, and they were looking something very good. They were doing an exchange of artists for a period.
Okay.
Well, it was an exhibition, the idea, and I made the exhibition. But then I have a good success, so I start doing other exhibition, and instead of stay there for a couple of months, I stayed there for 5 years.
Damn. That's a lot of time.
So yeah, it was amazing. My first exhibition, the first one was at the National Museum of Fine Arts in La Paz, and was amazing. There was the ambassador, all the people. So it was beautiful. I'm very proud of this period that I spent there, and I take advantage of the place where I was to start also investigating, discovering new way to make didgeridoo. Because for me, music and art they have a very close relation.
Yes.
The vibration,
Mm-hmm.
the vibration of the instrument, the didgeridoo, the frequency, and the vibration, the frequency of my art style. The kind of stuff that I paint, my style,
Mm-hmm.
they are very close as a way to express their self.
And you're
This,
still doing paintings, or you are just focusing on didgeridoos?
I'm still doing paintings,
Where?
but
But
the problem is that I need time. So I choose to make the didgeridoo because it's still a very creative process. The way I approach the instrument, how to make the instrument is very creative. So
see.
This helped me to keep creating, to keep doing my job as an artist,
Mm.
we can say, in some way.
Do you?
So I'm
Uh
still
huh.
doing painting, but less for sure. I want to start making some exhibition also here in England. But then life, family. I have two kids, a wife, so time is pressure, my
Yes.
friend. It's
It,
very pressure.
it gets complicated. Do you have pictures or something so we can see how your paintings? What is your style of painting? Also.
Well, you can see my paintings. I have a website. You can find the link also on my Didgeridoo website.
Mm.
And my style is called hyperrealism
Hyperrealism.
abstract.
Abstract.
Is a name that I invented
Mm.
because there is the hyperrealism figurative.
Mm-hmm.
People is painting something so detailed that it looks a photograph, but is painting.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, is very detailed, super detailed, but is abstract. I'm working with the language of the fluids, so I'm just expressing the color as itself.
When I see one thing like it crossed me in the mind just like that. Do you have do do you have been do ¿cómo? ¿Has hecho? Have you done a painting with rooms or acids? It will be like very like damn very like hyperrealism and abstract thing with acids or shrooms. It will be like whoa. Not only
Well,
one third eye, it will be like 5 6 eyes to see and hear colors and you know never tried that.
well, I sooner or later I should try something like that.
Like at least at
I never
microdoses,
tried.
so it will be not so big punch in the face with that kind of stuff. No,
Oh yes, yes,
not
that's also an idea.
not only
But
one third eye. It will be like boom, 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 the whole thing very like whoa, damn, whoo. And then
well,
suddenly a third arm, a fourth arm. It was wow, so crazy. You never put like an idea of your paintings in a didgeridoo.
well, I had to tell you that many people told me, Andrea, I love your painting. Why you don't paint your didgeridoo like your paintings? Well, I don't know. It's like I don't like mixing the two things. Don't ask me why, but I don't like. It's like you have a wife, you
Mm-hmm.
have a lover, an affair,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, we go treat together in the restaurant to spend some time together. I mean, it sounds a little bit weird. I don't know if you get me, but
Yes, yes, yes. I can get you because I hate when two people play an instrument that is just has to be played by one person, and they start to play two persons in the instrument. It feels like, eesh, like
yes,
it feel like that. The same. I think is almost the same feeling. Like no, 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 please no.
yeah, that's the idea. It's just the approach. Nothing's wrong, but it's just the way to see the things. It could be possible to mix the two things to make a painting of Majidu. Maybe who know in the future I change my mind. I'm gonna do it. I don't know.
How
Then I had to think about the price. I had to sell as a art or as a musical instrument. Big
it will
question.
be like very crazy. You doing fabric didgeridoos, and if you put the fabric as a lienzo, how would say lienzo in English?
Canvas,
The
canvas.
canvas. You put the canvas, the cut the whole thing canvas, and then make the painting like in the flat thing. Make the painting, the canvas, and then you put it to the didgeridoo. Will be it's just what an idea, but It's like for me, like two guys playing one guitar is like, "Ugh, no, please no."
Well, it's not so easy at the sim. But if I want to do, I have to paint straight the didgeridoo.
Straight in the tube.
Uh,
Yes.
yes, because I don't work even with canvas. I work with on wood, also on canvas, also on wood. But I'm working with resin, with a very thick material, so it's not possible to bend or wrap something. That's
Okay.
very tricky.
Very crazy. What kind of materials do you have worked? So from the basics to the weirdest.
You mean about my paintings?
Didgeridoo making. Didgeridoo making. Sorry, didn't say didgeridoo making.
Ah, okay. That's why I don't want to mix the things.
Yes.
Well, I have to say that I worked with many different material. I like to experiment. So, fiberglass, of course, as we talked, but also carbon fiber, like this stuff I was showing before,
Ah, yeah.
carbon fiber,
So cool.
and also Kevlar, which is a very interesting material, very, 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 very strong and light. But then also I experiment with different material like amp,
Mm,
canvas of amp. But canvas of amp, for example, I try, but it's not good. It's easy to crack.
mm,
Or which is different. Does amp didgeridoo is making didgeridoo with amp, but it's different because this is a kind of we can say dust shaving mixed, so it makes a very strong didgeridoo.
mm-hmm,
But the canvas is different, is fragile.
mm,
Then I try with wool, for example, which is also very fragile, doesn't make sense. And then what I'm doing now is make by myself the right percentage of material to make my personal canvas
mm-hmm,
to wrap the didgeridoo. So with this percentage of materials, I do an high definition print customized from customer.
mm-hmm.
In that way, work. So high definition, best quality as kind of canvas, and the fiberglass, camber fiber, or Kevlar internal structure. So in that way, the Didgeridoo still light, but it's still also very strong, sturdy as material. That's the idea. That's the way that I do.
Mm. Okay, that the hemp didgeridoo. I
Sorry.
I got lost, but anyway. And the what about the Kevlar didgeridoo? It's
Kevlar Didgeridoo.
how
Well,
to
I made
work with
some.
that shit. How to work with that shit.
Kevlar. Let me check. I have here some Kevlar to show you. I take advantage that I am in my workshop.
Mm-hmm.
So have a look. This is Kevlar.
Damn.
With this one, you can do bulletproof mm, things. I don't know, a bulletproof tie.
I will make a joke, but no, because YouTube will be like shut me down. Like here in Mexico, a didgeridoo of Kevlar, it will work so good, especially here in Tijuana. In United States, will
I
will
think.
will do the same job over there here in
Oh yes,
California. But that's the
oh
only
yes.
thing I'm gonna say. Also working in United States.
I got you already. Yeah. Anyway, it's beautiful material, but it's very strong to work. I mean, even for sanding, is like a rock. So it's like made
Okay.
make three digit doing one. And this is rising up the price. It's expensive the material
Mm.
and also expensive because you put a lot of effort, time, and material to work the Kevlar.
How much
But
time did it takes to make a didgeridoo, a whole thing
well, depending on the Didgeridoo,
in that
because
in the Kevlar in the Kevlar?
The clever is like three time than a fiberglass didgeridoo, we can
I
say.
way.
Compared with same model, same everything, it's like three time. It's very long, 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 long. You have to sand, put epoxy, sand epoxy, sand epoxy, sand epoxy. You got crazy.
It's very crazy. And what you can cut it with normal things, or it's a special tools to work with.
Well, you have a special tool, a special scissor to cut it. You can cut with a normal scissor. You just destroy the scissor. It's just
Ada,
not one work.
perfect.
You need something very strong with a very specific edge, so you can cut. It's a special scissor that you can cut even aluminium, for example,
I
a
way.
can of aluminium. Very, very strong.
Very strong scissors to work with. I was jumping back in the Bolivia thing. I was looking for videos from you. I still know how
Oh,
make a share screen. This I had a lot of time that didn't use Skype, but I am enjoying it. It is more stable than other video calls. This one, it won't have sound, but this one,
oh, this was so many
the back
remains.
the background is so beautiful.
Oh yes, there was a very special place. I enjoyed the perfect silence. This place is called La Valle de las Ánimas.
Ah, el Valle de
Uh,
las Ánimas.
¿Cómo se puede traducir? How can I translate? La Valle de las Ánimas is the Souls Valley, Valley of
Souls,
Souls.
Valley of Souls.
Yeah, because all these kind of mountain you see is like they looks like a person, like ghost,
Yes.
but also you can walk through this kind of mm, walls of mountain, we can say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's grass, you can walk. So because there are these very high walls which are actually mountain, you can walk through, so you can enjoy the perfect silence. You're able to
Oh,
listen anything. It's something amazing to play, and these are very sacred places, beautiful.
so
These are in
beautiful.
this places grow up the San Pedro cactus, for
Mm-hmm.
example. There are some llamas, llamas,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, beautiful places.
Beautiful,
I
beautiful
brought
places.
there I brought there my pupils, my student, to spend a couple of time learning the Didgeridoo, because I also give a didgeridoo lesson in the contemporary musical instrument school and other different school in La Paz, other city,
Mm-hmm.
because then people start ask me, you can show to my class, to my students. So yeah, I got a parallel job as a as a didgeridoo teacher. It was beautiful,
You said
really beautiful.
you
So it
said
took
that
up.
you said that that place worked very good with the silence. It was I imagine I imagine like the silent room, like a silent room. You know these places that they have that you can hear your own blood running in your veins and kind of like
Yeah,
that, because the
yeah,
shapes of the columns, like stalagmitas and stalactitas, they look like, you know, that the capes that have these peaks, they look like that, and they have that shape. So the this kind of nature manage the sound in a different way.
exactly.
Oh, so cool. Like
Yeah,
I cannot imagine how is being in that place.
yeah, it is beautiful. It's very hard to explain or describe what really was. But especially from a video, you can see something. But when you are there, you are living the moment.
Mm-hmm.
it's something amazing, the smell, the air, maybe also the people, your friends, this perfect silence. So you have time to have some meditation, to think about nature, yourself, life, play the didgeridoo. Was really inspiring, very, very inspiring. Stay there 2 3 days.
Wow, so
Amazing.
beautiful, so beautiful. You never made a wooden didgeridoo, or never tried to do a wooden, or just
Wouldn't you do?
go straight
Well,
to fiberglass.
I never tried to do a wooden didgeridoo because as most of the judo maker that they are making the judo by wood, they don't do with fiberglass.
Uh
I
huh.
don't do with wood for the same reason. I'm not able to do something very good. It
Mm,
takes time.
yes.
Takes time. So I saw the wooden judo, but as collaboration, because I wanted also um, to make some beautiful wooden didgeridoo with my concept of the didgeridoo with telescopic pipes, removable. But if you want to do something with wood beautiful, uh, you you need to invest a lot of time, or you need just to ask to somebody else able to do that.
Mm.
That's why I had some few collaboration in the past, also in the future, with other makers, very good makers that we can do together. We had do together some beautiful didgeridoo made by wood. Sometime I do
Like,
because
because as you
because it's beautiful. I mean, the judo made of wood is the tradition.
mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's not my kind of the judo, of course, but it's also something that you have to do, to play, to have,
Mm-hmm.
and for me to try to make with a collaboration.
Like I have my in my first years of didgeridoo, I always looked in every single year didgeridoo 2012 to didgeridoo 2013, and it was 2021 didgeridoo 2021 to see every didgeridoo new didgeridoo videos on the year. And back in the days, 2000 and something in the back, I remember you playing wooden didgeridoos, and I was like, he's the maker, like this one. You had a long hair in that video, and that's a huge, massive bell.
Oh yes, but if you see, for example, this video, that was a very beautiful didgeridoo. But if you see this video, it's not my channel.
Uh-huh.
It was just a very dear friend of mine that he asked me to do some video for him to to do some advertise to show to people the skill of his instrument
Mm-hmm.
because he was a great maker, but at the time he was a great skiller player, so he wanted to show people how to play his didgeridoo with different techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me, a favor, Andrea, can you do some video for me with this didgeridoo, the other? And he was a friend of mine, so I say yes, why not? Give me the DJ, give me the stick, dude. So I made a few videos for him, also for other people in the past. They asked me why not, so I did it.
Because there is a lot of wooden didgeridoos back in the video says 8 years back, and I was like, whoa, some awesome didgeridoos, and there is a lot of videos of you playing the DJs, and at my tongue. At the time, I thought you were the didgeridoo maker, but no. Este,
Yeah, I was the judo maker, but fiberglass,
yeah, the
like
the,
now.
the fiberglass didgeridoo. And how did you come with this idea? Because if I see your channel, the first didgeridoo was a single piece, or it
Mhm.
was like detachable. How did you come with that idea?
About the detachable,
Hi.
well, easy. I came with this idea from the, the how you call in English the this longer horn. from Switzerland.
Okay.
I don't
Uh,
remember the name.
uh,
Sorry,
Alps trumpets
Alp,
from Alps horns.
Alp Horn.
Alp horns.
I
Yes.
saw I saw a video from this player of Alp Horn.
Mm-hmm.
I saw also a video that show you how they are made. There's also a special video that I saw many years ago, like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How is I'm sure you know this video how is made. They show you how is made everything, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And they saw they they showed how is made a carbon fiber Alp horn. So they show how is made the carbon fiber Alp horn and the detachable in the same way I doing. And when I saw these people doing detachable Alp horn, how is made, I said myself, I know how it's made now. I want to try
Yes.
because with fiberglass it's easy to do. So I start doing. I start to trying by myself because there's no one showing you how to do this kind of things. So I invest a lot of money, time, because nobody explain you until I get my results, my something that I was very happy and I understood it was the right way to keep doing. Well, this is fiberglass, for example. The touchable is here with me. Yeah, how is made
Whoa.
like that.
You don't
This
use.
is the idea.
Well, I figured out how to make the my didgeridoo detachable because in the past I was like a handyman in
Ah,
some copper plumbing. I was like,
see,
why dumbass? And yes, I do my didgeridoo detachable like that. I don't go to. You make your pieces for detachable didgeridoos, or you go to a place to so they make your pieces for the unions.
well, I do everything by myself.
Oh, okay.
I do even the bag. I do even the bag for myself. I have a lathe here and other machine, so I can do every step of the didgeridoo.
All the
For me,
steel parts also.
yes, yes, everything.
Wow. Damn.
For me, this is very important because if you are able to do every step of the process of the
See.
making process, so you are able to give a proper customer service to people, you know. And everything anything can happen with your instrument. You are giving a guarantee. For me
Mm.
it's life guarantee.
See, see.
So anytime anything is going on, I can explain, give suggestion, what is going, what you need to do, or if you need some replacement, anything you need. I know exactly the problem because I made it, so I can give the right support. This is the way. I don't like to ask other people to do that and do the other one for that reason, and also because otherwise the price is gonna rise up.
Yes. It's like
And then
uh huh.
also,
Also.
because I'm working on request,
Mm-hmm.
every people is asking me. The Jidu is free to ask me any kind of shape.
Wow.
So the shape change, the body change, the junction change. So I couldn't. It couldn't be possible to ask to someone else to do that, the other one, the other one, the other one. Too many different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to ask to someone else, I have to ask something serious, like make me 50 of that. So I'm gonna do exactly the same model every time, every time, every time.
In serie like on like see it's the same in serie in on series in serie you do the didgeridoo like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, it's very complicated. Like you said, you do your own things. That's so fucking awesome. Cause I have to wait to Home Depot to get the specific piece that I need, and sometimes, well, like in back in the pandemic in 2021, there was no material here in Tijuana because
Oh.
all the chips and all the shippings stopped. So I wanted to buy the my pieces, and I was like, no, there is
Mm-hmm.
no pieces. I have to wait, and I have to wait, and I have to wait, and I have to wait. I think that I didn't do didgeridoos in 2021, just single pieces because didn't have the pieces. And like you right now, like saying that you are doing your own stuff. Like for me, to have I want to have like 4 inch or a little bigger, so I can cut the didgeridoos in three, so it's more easier to carry on like you.
Of course.
There is no pieces. There is no pieces for doing that in there is no pieces for doing that for me. So
Mm.
I have to like you in the future. I will love to have a machinery that you have, so I can do my own pieces. But I guess it's also very difficult to do it.
Well, you know what? I've been lucky because, as I told you, as I mentioned before, I had two different diplomas,
Mm-hmm.
graduation. And the first graduation, which I didn't like so much, it was a mechanical drawing. And part of the time studying as mechanical drawer
Mm-hmm.
was working with machines, working with lathe. So I learned how to work with lathe.
Mm-hmm.
I made several hours each year working with metal lathe, which at the time was pretty boring. I didn't like make mechanical pieces of iron, steel heads, kind of stuff. But then I had to recognize it was very useful for me, for my future, for my job, what I'm doing now. Because one time, sorry, one thing is working with a wooden lathe,
Mm-hmm.
another thing is working with a metal lathe. With the wood turning lathe, you have to learn and you can improvise, and the learning time is not so long to start making something decent.
Uh-huh.
But with a
Metal.
metal lathe like that, you need to study. You need to learn how to use many tools to work with the metal lathe. You have to work with very small measurements. You have to know the skill of the different material, metals, tool bits to work. There's a lot of stuff into it. But it's also something also very interesting, you know.
Like
So that's the idea. And with a metal lathe, you can be very, very precise. And that's make the difference. With a wooden turning lathe, you can't be so precise. I mean, 50 parts of a millimeter. I don't know how you say in English, but you understood.
see, see,
So
see.
very, very little parts. That way you can work, you can make your junctions, sliding pipes, this kind of stuff.
In the didgeridoo making, that if someone needs a special didgeridoo, for example, with a complicated shape, you have to do el molde, the mold. ¿Cómo? How does it say?
Mold,
Mold,
you say mold, mold,
molde. Uh-huh.
mold,
Mold.
mold.
Like
Similar.
I asked the Dr. Gapel is a dude from Germany that makes
Uh-huh.
what is this kind of didgeridoos.
Yeah,
So this one will be like very, very, very expensive, I guess, because the shape, it's opens, close, open, close, and opening, closing, and opening, closing, and opening, closing, all the way from the bell
that's a
section,
beautiful.
to the mouthpiece. Is like the measurements. It's like very complicated in on this didgeridoo, so it can throw the same results that on the diagram. It has to be precise. Even in wood, is like I'm like very scared to make this didgeridoo because I don't know if I have to use my the angle grinder with a King Arthur disc or just do it by hand, like very slowly. But you have this fact of the wood. If you make much time working in the wood will bend over. In you know, wood is wood.
Yeah, you know it takes for the depending on which step you are, because you are in the carving step, so for you with the wood takes a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
compared with that I'm working with a mold.
Mm.
Then when I'm finished the didgeridoo, to sand in the didgeridoo, to make it beautiful, to work with the details, so in this case it's gonna start more time to me
Mm-hmm.
and less to you.
Okay.
So is a balance of time, but uh, I don't think it's important the time that takes you to make an instrument. What is important is the final result.
Yes.
This is what people see. What people see is the how it looks and how it sounds the instrument. So I have to say this kind of shape for me is not gonna be so much complicated for the way that I'm working, making didgeridoo. It's just a shape as other shape, beautiful shape, but it's a shape that I can do easily.
I will make a lot of euros, so maybe in the future. Maybe in the future, but I have to. I have like 20 euros because I get euros and I get very weird coins around the world in the basking. Was it
No,
what is the weirdest pedido the weirdest
that
didgeridoo
I've
that
been asked
uh, that
to make a didgeridoo.
uh,
Let me think.
that you say what fucking crazy
Well, I'm always happy to receive weird
challenge.
or strange requests, because for me it's a challenge.
Mm.
I remember I made a 7 meter didgeridoo.
A la madre.
Oh yes, exactly. 7 meters didgeridoo.
What
That was huge.
what key and what hertz it was the pitch of this?
Oh, it was like I don't remember now. I have to see my book, but it was a C. It was a C, and if I not get done wrong, it was like a 30
33
hertz frequency.
33 hertz. Because
Yeah.
the didgeridoo I do in the didgeridoo, the agave didgeridoo that I'm making, it's in the key of C.
Ah,
C2, but it's 66 hertz. But when I do drop octave on the drone, I go straight to the 33 hertz, and it sounds like.
uh-huh.
So
Oh yeah.
playing that thing straight without doing the drop octave, how it is, how it feels. Because in longer didgeridoo, I was talking to this with Emiliano Tenzi, that is also crazy. We call it. We have a name for those kind of didgeridoos. It sounds very beautiful and it's so awesome. We call it cayus. That's those are like a monster didgeridoos, the caillou, because it sounds like. And Emiliano Tenzi
That's like,
loves to play with those kind of didgeridoos. For you, how was the experience playing with that low didgeridoos?
well, it was something new. I had to learn again how to play a didgeridoo. So it was something amazing. I was playing with a 35 millimeters diameter mouthpiece. I couldn't play something a little bit narrower. The pressure was, so low. You need to have a very great coordination about circular breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So fast breathing, but very slow lips movement. It is crazy. I know people that they play just this kind of instrument.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's beautiful. Was part of my journey for a long while. Now less, because I don't have enough space.
Seven
but
meters to carry that. How much pieces was how much pieces was that did you do?
was three, four, five, six,
A la
seven,
madre.
eight, 8 pieces.
A huge bag, I think.
Well, it was 8 pieces, 7 meters, but then also you could take off one piece, put a mouthpiece, take off 3 pieces, put another mouthpiece. So you could also experiment different length till you could reach 7 meters. Then I had other people ask me to play. Did you do 4, 5, 6 meters? 4 meters I do. I don't want to say often, but several times I do, for example, 4.5 meters. Some people ask me a second bell, a longer bell. Normal bell is like a 50 centimeters for a 3 pieces that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Second bell, they ask me 1.5 meter.
Mm.
So also they ask me some extension to put on top, a longer bell, so they can reach with their didgeridoo that I made for them. They can change everything, and with this upgrade they can reach 4 or 5 meters and play a deep instrument, which is great. It's great because you're playing the same instrument, but like transformer. you you change some part, you add other parts, you're playing a deep instrument, which is great.
Most of the of your didgeridoos that I have seen, they are like a flare bell section. You never tried to make a cylindrical but long bell in a didgeridoo?
Oh, yes, yes, of course. I'm also finishing one now. Depend on the what people ask me. Well, is in the other room anyway? Yes, depend is if I'm working with the fat necks didgeridoo, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I need a pretty narrow diameter of the bell, but this diameter must be longer, almost conical. I don't like a totally conical, but
Uh-huh.
I like something almost conical for sure.
Like my designs, it's like this one. I hope. Let me. Ah, chingada madre, no se mira. ¿Qué hago? I'm gonna turn off
No se ve,
the light.
no se ve una chingada,
No se ve ni madre.
ni madre.
I don't know if you can see.
Algo, something.
Ah, fuck it. I cannot. It's too bright.
Don't say bad word, otherwise gonna lose. YouTube is gonna shut it down.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's too bright. I'm gonna try another thing just for last. Like this. Oh yeah, yeah, there it is.
Okay,
I
I
made
saw something.
I made the didgeridoo so it can be detachable, but also the bell section it's cylindrical. And just in the final
Yeah,
part, I made it so it can hit a certain measurement, so it can be detachable in that space and get
yeah,
the 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 tooth that I want, because
yeah.
this is instrument is thinked for multi drone interval. Like is in the key
Oh
of
yes.
this is in the key of C with first tooth in the key of K in the no, this is in the key of E with first tooth in the key of H in the key of B. So it's a fifth interval in the same octave. Ta 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 is mi fa sol la si. Ah, over here didn't use another hand. So the tooth is very low. It will sound like like a truck in the drum.
Hmm. Of course.
You have tried this kind of bell sections, very straight and long.
Well, I prefer um, with a little variation
Mm-hmm.
for my taste of sound. Like uh, it is like you know here
Hmm.
is changing, but is slightly changing.
Yes, I can see.
You know, it's not like the shape you show me. It's like a fuck like
Uh-huh.
that, but it's a little bit more sweet the changing of diameter. I prefer for my style of playing because I can enjoy more icon sound, for example.
Hmm.
Also, the sound that comes out from the instrument mm, is a little bit more open. I say it's difficult to explain. I should have to play a little bit, but it's not. It's different. It's
Yes,
different. I prefer a little bit more, but I'm not playing multi-drum. That's the point. Your Didgeridoo is a typical shape of
multi-drone.
multi-drum, of course.
I get
So,
very obsessed with this kind of intervals.
well, dude, I have to say that you are a great player, so
Thank you very
you
much.
deserve to be obsessed with that.
See,
I like your style, like how you play, and we should do an interview to you. You should have an interview to
I'm gonna
yourself.
interview myself. Hey, puto, chinga tu madre, güey. Otra vez, no,
Yeah.
pinche loco de mierda. No, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Well, honestly, I saw and still watching on Facebook, YouTube, a lot of video from you,
Mm,
and there's not many people doing every day basking, living with this, playing with this, playing with music on time, techno music, didgeridoo. It's great what you're doing. Your
well,
double wobble stuff.
thank you.
Uh, well,
When
is the truth.
when your life depends on this, you have to do it. Yes or yes.
Well, that's true also.
What I
But
was
you have great passion.
what
I can see
say yes.
you have a great passion, and this is very important. I never had the chance to tell you, so
Thank you
I
very
take
much.
the chance now live.
Thank you very much. I was like I was saying, out of the recording, that the inflation and gentrification here in Tijuana reached me and took me to the corner. So
Oh,
I have to get another normal job to to get better living here. But I was still busking. I'm still trying to make my own techno in house and whatever electronic music. I will still do it. Once I get out of this situation, I will just do the same without doing another kind of job. My goal is to get a car and then we'll see. But so so awesome. It's
and to get a ticket to Europe.
yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is gonna be awesome. I hope this next year is gonna be Ditch to Ditch 2023. I hope we can reach France again, because the last time was not a good experience, and this is the reminder from 2019. Yes, 2019. This is the reminder. Do you see this?
That would be great. I really hope you're gonna do it.
Yes. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully.
Finger
And
crossed, brother.
you don't have any material recorded, album, EP, a track, something, nothing.
Well, yes, I have something very collectible because I made it many years ago, more than 10 years ago. I made a CD.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not bad. Yeah, I like it. Sometimes I listen while I'm driving. Why not? It's called R Fiberglass Didgeridoo. Guess why? And I'm gonna send you one. You have to remember. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna send you one. I have some spares one, and was great. Sometimes I used to do some basking, selling the CD.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because some tracks are. I made some of this track in Bolivia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the other musician, singer. One of these tracks was improvised and recorded.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. Then we tried to other time, but it wasn't beautiful like the first time improvised. So we keep the one improvised. Other half of this track are made in Italy because it was a period of passage between Bolivia and Italy that I recorded the CD. So something very important for me because it was a transition time of my life, and the album is also a transition of a song from Bolivia to Italy. It's
Mm.
also funny because some of these songs I'm still playing. As many other player, they keep playing the same song for several years,
Mm-hmm.
but improving the same song. So I can listen the song from the CD, how it was, and now how is improving the same song that I'm playing. It's interesting. I guess you do the same. You have some rhythm and song
Mm-hmm.
that you keep playing for many years, but adding things to make it more complex, more beautiful, with more color.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way. I mean, that's also the big difference with the other musical instrument. If you have a piano, you have a guitar, you learn the song, you can do some variation, and that's it. Then you change the song. You can add every year, every year.
Mm-hmm.
With the Didgeridoo, it's different. You learn a composition, you learn a rhythm, then becomes a song, and then you start developing more every year, more this song. You know. So people tell you are so good. How you can play this song is amazing because it's 10 years that I'm playing and developing this fucking song. That's the
Yes.
point.
You only have a physical CD, or you have uploaded in on some platform?
Well, I have to say I uploaded some of this song. I uploaded on the SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
SoundCloud. I also uploaded some other song that I recorded after because I was planning to do a second CD, but I don't have time to play in rehearsal. You want to be the best, the best, the best as you can play, so you wait, and then I thought before to waste the time, it's better to put some song at least on SoundCloud. So you can find on SoundCloud some of the song, and yeah, they're very interesting.
N- Never
I
tried
don't,
the
I
Bandcamp?
don't. Sorry.
Bandcamp? You never tried Bandcamp?
I never, and I use just a little SoundCloud to
Mm.
share some song because I already using too much social media and the time is precious. So I have
See, see,
Instagram, I
see.
have Facebook, I have website, I have an email, and that's a lot for me, a lot because then making the G-do, edit the G-do, promotion, advertise, reply people. It takes a lot of time as you very know as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People say, "Ah, wow, you are a digital maker's job," and then what do you do? I do that, and it takes me the whole day. But people sometimes don't realize that it takes you so much time to make and sell in digital. You have to make, to play
Yes, yes,
many
yes.
different.
Make the didgeridoos is not like even wood. It has time
Yeah,
to
I mean,
work.
I'm not complaining. I really enjoy every
Yeah.
part of my job. You understand very well. But time is time.
What
I'm always here.
you have your didgeridoos in the whole all the continents, or do you have you just need one here and one here, or what is the weirdest place that you have shipped that didgeridoo?
Well, except Russia and Africa, I sent, I guess, almost everywhere.
Damn.
Uh, Ireland, maybe Iceland. You say Iceland?
Iceland, Islandia.
Islandia, Iceland. I sent a couple of didgeridoo.
Damn.
Was amazing. Then other places that I don't remember, near China, Japan, well, everywhere. I'm very happy about that, of course, because of course I sold the judo in these very far places for me, but also I had the chance to chat, to know, to talk with these people. I
Mm-hmm.
had the chance to know people with a very different society from me, from my concept of society. It was beautiful to exchange, words, time, passion about everything with these people. I mean, that's the beautiful part also of my job. To get contact with people that otherwise you couldn't do.
Talking to people is also work because sometimes it gets like you almost feel like you are going to lose the client, and you are trying to no see in my case it's like that sometimes because over here in Mexico it's that I think I'm the most expensive didgeridoo seller. I think so
Oh,
because because I have the border over here in just a few 10 minutes walking. It's the border, so I have that advantage. And over in the south, I know that some people sell didgeridoos in for say in dollars, $100 the expensiest one. No, $150 the expensiest one, and that is not even my cheapest didgeridoos because I can sell it in the US and get a little bit more of money. But um, yeah, it's a lot of job to do and explain, like in my case, why I sell didgeridoos more expensive in here in Tijuana. I have to explain this and this and this. I live in the fucking desert. The wood is more expensive for me. I have to do this and this and blah 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 blah. This kind of knowing and talking to people, it's part of our job to get the client what they want, right?
oh yes, yes, I
Definitely.
totally agree.
Well, thank you very much, Andrea. And if in the future it is possible
My pleasure.
to have the that album in Bandcamp, so we can around the world buy it, it will be so
Ah,
awesome. Yes, you
yeah.
just upload it and leave it over there. And, yeah, they will.
Sorry.
You just upload the album in Bandcamp
Okay.
and leave it over there, and the sales start to. I'm still making some dollars from my first EP of Didgeridoo solo. Sometimes I get $10,
Oh,
$5,
mhm. I
$20.
will think about
Tra 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 tra.
that's a that's a great idea. I
Yes,
will I will think about.
you will make money just to put the album over there, and sales will come. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrea Furland.
my my pleasure, brother Jonathan. My
Eh, Jonathan Antonio Martinez Machain from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. And your name
Andrea Furlan
from?
and see to everybody from UK, England.
Thank you very much.
Thank and thanks to everybody to be here.